We're here, man. 2026. We're back, man. I know it's halfway through the season, but people, we've missed it, man. So we had to bring it back, man. Your Anfield South boys are back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us on the socials, Instagram, TikTok, all of that good stuff, yeah? But we're back after 4 years. Like I said, your boy Slim, my boy Sam in the building. What's happening, bro?
I can't speak yet, man. I'm still a bit upset, not going to lie. It's too fresh after the game. You might even have to run this one on your own, bro. I'm upset.
Listen,
I wasn't even
today,
feeling your big old intro, bro. I'm just like, why is this team, hurting my heart on a weekly basis? On a weekly basis, bro. I can't even just sit down, relax, enjoy a game and just chill.
Today of all days, bro. Today of all days. Today, man, I don't know how Man United pulled that performance out of their backsides. They're coming up the league. We're a point ahead of them now, man. This was not the time to drop points at home. Like, we're at, bro, let me compose myself because words aren't coming out correctly. But yeah, let's just start with that Szoboszlai penalty first and foremost, man. What is this guy's MO? What does this guy do? What's his thing?
I want to say, that he's Hungarian Hendo with a great shot. Yeah. But that's a disservice to Jordan Henderson. Yeah. And when I say that, let me be clear in that Jordan Henderson gave so much more to the team than the occasional worldie goal. This guy is fast becoming a myth. I'm starting to discount
12
the amazing
yards.
stripes.
12 yards. 12 yards. All you got to do is hit the target. All you have to do is hit the target. Oh, man. I'm just... Oh, man.
I'm sitting there, bro. I'm sitting there, bro. And I'm talking to my son and we're like, we know which way he's going because he always goes keepers right every single pen. Yeah. Keeper's quite tall. He just has to put enough on it to either raise it a little bit or enough direction to hit the side netting. My man claps it so hard that it rebounds off the bar and nearly hits the halfway line. What's he doing? And the worst thing about Szoboszlai is when he's having an awful game, everything is bad. Everything is bad. His touch, his hesitancy trying to move the ball forward or not move the ball forward as the case may be. I'm just like, it was painful. Like, there's footballers that are beautiful to watch aesthetically. Yeah. Like you're watching them playing, you're like, oh, wow.
Not dumb.
He is the absolute opposite of that. Yeah. Horrible to watch. Even when he pulls out those shots, he's just not nice to watch. And it was painful today, man. Real painful.
Do you know what, yeah? Dominic Szoboszlai, to a lot of people, is so far the player of the season. But for me, a man said to me, if Dominic Szoboszlai is your player of the season so far, how bad is everybody else? And I think, Dom has just been the best of a bad bunch so far. For me, he doesn't offer enough of like any specific quality. Yes, we know he's got a great engine. He can get up and down the pitch, but when he's on the ball, does he break lines? A lot of times he wants to go back to Konate. Does he unleash a shot on target most times? No, he has a shot. It's usually blocked. Do you know what I mean? What does he do? What does he offer? Is he a lot third man runs where he getting on the end of things? He's not really giving you that. He plays in that number 80 type role, but without giving us the number 8 qualities, in my opinion. So today, aside from the penalty miss, I'm not having Dominic Szoboszlai. I've never been his biggest fan, and I'm still not his biggest fan. He's not endearing himself to me. But let's leave that one there, man. So Dom's missed the penalty. I think that it's important to give context. In the context of the game, I felt like we were on top. We were definitely on top. Yeah. We were controlling the game. I don't know about you, but I was looking at our approach play and I thought it was a bit slow. But as the game went on, it was very measured up until the final third. That's when it kind of sped up. And for the disappointment of dropping points, we have to talk about Florian Wirtz, man. This guy is starting to show up now.
We just talked about aesthetically pleasing. Wow. Just watching that guy play football, for the first 60 minutes, I kind of felt like, okay, this is me watching Florian Wirtz Liverpool. He was dictating. He was floating wherever he wanted to go. His touch was exquisite. I'm like, this is what I want to watch. This is what I want to see from my team. it got to the point whereby I felt bad for him because other players weren't on his level. They weren't on his
Yeah,
wavelength.
his wavelength.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
weren't.
yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't have
yeah.
the speed of thought to actually deal with the quick first time passes round the corner. You know what I mean? And it's like watching him play that first 60 minutes for me. I know it's Burnley, but that was my most enjoyable first 60 minutes watching Liverpool all
Yeah,
season
a hundred
because
percent.
there was control, there was pace in the attack when we needed to up it. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was Ekatike dropping deep. Yeah, and then there were spaces being filled. Kirkes was playing brilliantly for the first, well, for the whole game, in fact, for the whole time he was on.
yeah,
And
he had a
for me,
great
I
game.
was actually enjoying it for the first 60 minutes. And to get sucker punched, or not necessarily sucker punched, but again, that one chance and we concede again, it's a theme. Yeah. And therefore, it's not chance. It's a lack of concentration. It's a lack of discipline. And it's what is continually happening in the games where we're dropping points where we shouldn't be. How come we have not
Yeah,
beaten the three promoted teams at home?
yeah.
What are
That's
you doing?
that, this is Anfield. It's supposed to be a fortress. These teams are supposed to come
That's
here
a
and
myth, bro. That's a
yeah,
myth.
that fear factor's gone along with VVD's aura, but that's another story. People teams are supposed to come, and Anfield's supposed to be a scary place. It isn't anymore. We've lost that fear factor when teams come. And just on their goal, I felt like Konate could have got a little bit tighter to him. I can't even remember who scored the goal now. He could have got a little bit tighter and not allow him to get that shot off. I think that was a bit of a defensive mistake, but just to go back to Florian Wirtz, that guy could nutmeg you in a phone box, man. His touch is his control of the ball, sorry, is just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's how a footballer in that position should be playing, man. So that is a positive. And like you said, it might have been Burnley, but you can only play what's in front of you. And given the fact that they played that low block, that's what I wanted from Florian Wirtz, being able to move in those tight areas against the low block and just cause mayhem. You know what I'm saying? He should have had a few more goals. I do, however, question Florian on his final shot stroke pass type thing. It seems just a little bit too powder puff, man. He needs to get in that gym, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of them are a little bit light, aren't they? In that break we had in the second half, it's like you push that ball in front of, I think it was Ekatike at the time, and he's running in on
No,
goal.
it was
And the
Soboslai. It
move
was Soboslai.
was Soboslai,
It
the
was
move broke
Soboslai.
down a bit. Sometimes he still does seem a bit weak, but he's improving. He's improving because he is the article of the finesse finish. Yeah, he's not clapping the ball. Yeah, even his reverse finish today. Yeah, that was on his instep. Do you know what I mean? He's technically brilliant, but in terms of the speed and the physicality of the Premier League, he's still getting there. He's still getting there. So I'm not gonna go at him too tough, but there was times when I'm like, yeah, come on, put your foot through the ball. But I just know he's never actually gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agree, agree. One player that's been on our mind like a lot is Cody Gakpo, man. I shouldn't say on our mind, not on our mind, man. What do you mean on our mind? No, we ain't thinking about football like that. But one player that's been in a lot of our conversations is Gakpo, yeah. And I think many people will be thinking it and saying it. He's just too one-dimensional, man. I mean, his one dimension did win the penalty, but I just feel like do something different, man. Beat a man on the outside, Cody. Come on, man.
Firstly, bro, whoever gave away that penalty must be the only man in the league that don't know he cuts back on his right. Like, how did he even not know that was going to happen? Yeah. Last season, yeah, everyone realized too late because that's what he was doing. He hasn't changed, bro. Nothing has changed. It's just that people have woken up. Last season, he's doing the same thing, cutting back, but I would say maybe one out of his 4 shots last season wasn't getting blocked. Whereas now, it's nearly all of them that are getting blocked.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
when
what's
he
happening
hits it
is,
and he
Sam,
connects, he's got a good strike.
well, what's happening
But
though,
this
Sam, with
season,
these
it's not
low block
happening.
teams, yeah, with these low block teams, when he's coming inside, that's where all the bodies are. Because they know, like everybody knows Liverpool, we don't do the wide crossing the ball in. We don't really have someone to attack it like that. So all the bodies are inside. So when you're Cody Gakpo and you're coming inside, you're just running into bodies. So he needs to change it up. Like, ah,
Do you
God
think he's
bless
got the
Rio.
ability to change it up, bro?
No, I don't think his left foot is good enough. Is good enough to deliver a cross from that left hand side. So no is the answer.
Yeah, so we go back to pre-season, we go back to the summer, and we realize that not having an alternative winger was a huge mistake. Yeah,
Yeah,
whether it's about blocking Rio's path or not, we still needed an established alternative for him because he's so predictable, and he falls into that bracket with Soboslai as well. Horrible to watch. Horrible. There's nothing enjoyable about him in full flight running down the wing, knowing that he's going to cut back inside, he's going to get blocked. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing enjoyable about his touch, about any sort of skill he can produce. Yes, he gets numbers. Yeah, granted, he's got fewer this year, but last year he produced for us. But aesthetically, like when we're having such a horrible season, I'd like to watch something nice. And watching him is painful. It's painful, bro.
yeah. I just don't understand how going into the season we were going into the season with Cody Gakpo as our number one when last season he wasn't number one. He was a super sub, if you like, most of the times. Okay, he did start games here and there, whatever, but mostly he was coming off the bench, rotating with Diaz. Sometimes even
Yeah.
Nunes was going out on the left. So what made them think that coming into the season with Gakpo was going to be the answer? I don't know. But you know what? We are where we are. We've got who we've got. But Cody Gakpo, he needs to now be rotated with Rio Ngamoa because we need someone who's capable of going down the outside. And yes, what is he, 17 now? Or was he 18?
17, yeah.
I understand he's still a young boy, but and his end product might not be the best, but he's got the ability to beat a man on the outside. Carl Walker was just showing him and Cody down outside, and Rio was like, "Oh, I'll take you outside. See ya." You know what I'm saying? So I feel he needs to get more chances, man. But I don't think this is anything any other Liverpool fan won't be thinking and saying. But old Egghead, I don't know what he's doing, man. Seriously, but
The mega
anyway,
mind ain't so mega anymore, boy. I tell you that. He's
serious.
I'm not really gonna put today on him. Normally, I do go for the manager first because I believe we had enough chances, enough possession, enough control to still win the game after they equalised. So I'm looking more at the performance level, past 60 minutes, to be fair. So Slot's not gonna hold it from me for this one, but in terms of what the players produced
Yeah,
afterwards, we done enough to win the game, but we just weren't clinical enough. And I don't know whether that's down to just poor performance, or the fragile confidence as soon as anyone scores against us, because we seem to revert back into our shell and are not able to perform at that level. That 1-0 game at 1-0 felt like it was 3-0 and the game was done.
mm,
The control was
mm,
there. But
mm.
obviously, you're looking at the scoreline and you realize anyone in the Premier League can score against you. So
Yeah,
you need to wrap the game up. And
yeah.
ultimately, whether it's a couple cleared off the line from Gakpo, a couple of chances, as I think Wirtz had one that was saved by the keeper when he tiptoed through. Like there were opportunities for us to wrap the game up. But for me, it goes back to the fact that we missed the penalty. We could have been 2-0 up at half time. Could have been
Yeah,
2-0 up at half time.
I agree. Just to go back a little bit on what you said, I can't even blame Slot today. I think he set us up right. I
Mm.
think the personnel was correct.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the players just have that fragility in them, man, where they're just not sure that they're going to be able to see games out or like stop chances. And teams are going to have a chance, and how we deal with that is what's important. And I think, yeah, defensively we're so wobbly right now, so wobbly. So we need to be going in at half time to free up would be nice. Do you know what I mean? In
3.
order, yeah, in order for us to know that we can see this over the line. But yeah, today, yeah, damaging, man. Damaging to drop points
Mm.
with Man United so close behind us. And let's look at it objectively, yeah. It's okay, we know it's Man United, but objectively, under Carrick, he's taking it back to basics. United could now, with no other commitments, could now push themselves up the league a little bit. And we got Champions League, we got FA Cup. So
Oh man, I like
it's
squad with bare injuries.
yeah, and so many injuries.
Mm.
It could get dark before it gets lighter, man. I can't. There has to be some sort of light at the end of the tunnel at the end of the season, and finishing above United has to be it right now. Can't let them overtake us,
Do you
man.
know what, bro? I would actually sacrifice that based on not having Slot next season.
Really? So you're
Yeah,
happy to see Slot leave if we fall behind United? Is what you're saying?
yeah, yeah. I know it's a horrible trade-off, but I think, don't get me wrong, I think he's going to be removed either way. And I believe that we probably might get the fifth extra spot in Champions League because the English teams will generally do well in Europe. But if it was a compromise between the two, I can take the banter off United fans, them finishing above us, if I know that we're starting fresh next season with a new coach, new ideas, and ultimately a new team. Because I can't do this again. As I said, I'm not blaming him today, but for the season as a whole, in general, I hold
Definitely his
him
fault.
accountable for quite a lot of it.
Definitely,
Um,
definitely
don't
his
get me wrong,
fault.
FSG has got their part, Edwards and Hughes as well, but in terms of the coaching and the style of play and the lack of style of play, I do hold him accountable for a lot of that. So if it was the case of, wow, you know what, United was 16th last season, but they've improved so much they can now finish above Liverpool, how does that look on you as the head coach? Then that puts your neck on the chopping block. Cool. I'm okay with it because I need some joy back next season, bro. Best season of my life last season, going up to the parade and enjoying that and having that moment to this, nah, it's too much
Yeah.
of a drop off, bro. And I don't see where it gets better.
Mm. Just to touch back on the game quickly, Ekatike, oh man, that kid's got a bright future, man. A
Yeah,
bright
yeah, he's special.
future.
He's
My
special.
only, I'm gonna start with a critique so we can finish on a high with Ekatike. My only problem with him is when he does drop and links play and does stuff like that, X, Y, and Z, it then leaves us light in the middle of the park, like in the middle of the goal, should I say. I would like to see him doing his bit, but getting into that number 9 position. Or equally, if he's come somebody filling that number 9 position, whether it be a midfield runner or whatever, because too many times he's getting the ball and then ends up going out wide or somewhere and then we're flashing balls in or whatever the case might be and there's nobody there. That is my only criticism of Ekatike. But is that his fault or is it the way the team's set up? That's something you could talk about in a second. But just to say, it's brilliant that when he got down the channel and he
Mm,
just beat the man on the line and he tried to have a shot. Admittedly, that is what he's all about, man. This
yeah,
guy, that ball at his
yeah.
feet, he's just. I liken him to Fernando Torres, man. The kid's special, man. I think
Listen,
we're
we
gonna
said it
have
on day one
many
when we was at the game. We saw him live. We were like, yeah, that's Torres Mark II, innit? Yeah, yeah.
100%,
But no, in
100%.
in relation to what you mentioned about how he leaves the space and he drops deep, I get you. And I was talking to my son about it at the time, and he was saying that because he's not a focal point number 9, he drifts into the position rather than busting
Yeah,
a gut to get into the position. And that's his style. I don't think it's how we've set up. I think that's his style. And that's cool because he drifts into it and he finds spaces. And if you see a lot of his goals, he's right place, right time. Yeah, but not in terms of your classic number 9 strikers where the ball's been flashed across the box. I mean, the other day against the FA Cup that happened, the FA Cup that happened, but generally it's not like that. So he drifts into that position. And as you said, that does give the midfielders the right to kind of fill that hole
yeah,
when he's not there. And today, that person was supposed to be Soboslai, gotten in the couple of headers. Normally, it's McAllister as well. Even Gravenberch has done it a little bit, but there isn't someone who's consistently always making the run when he's not there. And then what you do have is when you got a day like today, when Kirkes is flashing really good balls across the box, he's putting some good crosses in, there isn't anyone there. And it makes it look like we're wasting the ball, but he's drifted in there as opposed to
yeah,
bust a gut to meet the cross on the run.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
unfortunately, it's how he plays. And that type of striker is realistically it's more Isak, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say when you finished, we are missing Isak, that focal striker, that number 9, that poacher in the box, if you like. I know Isak's got the other part to his game where he can hit him from distance X, Y, Z, but yeah, he's definitely a more traditional number 9 than Ekatike. Well, boy, all I can say is it's been a very disappointing day today, man, to drop points. We could take a positive from the performance. The performance was dominant. It was controlled at times, but as we said, we know we have that fragility in defense where we're going to give away big chances. So we need to take more of our chances, and we just didn't do that today. I mean, yeah, yeah, it's just awful. Marseille Wednesday, we look forward to that. But guys, like I said, we are back. Anfield South boys, please Follow us on all our socials. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get us out there. Let's get us back to where we were. A bit like Liverpool, former glories and that. But yeah, man, we'll see you guys again, man, next week, man.
Peace.